Hey guys, welcome back. So I wanted to do a video on Wii U exclusives, specifically games that I think are going to remain as exclusives on the Wii U. You know, most games at this point have been re-released on either the Switch or in some cases the 3DS, but majority of the games have made their journey to a different system. But there's still a handful of them that are stuck on the Wii U. And with certain games, there's still the possibility that they could get re-released on other systems. You know, games like Xenoblade X, that's one of the big ones. It's still stuck on there. You got like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD. I mean, by a technicality, those aren't exclusives because they were released. They were released originally on the GameCube/Wii, so they're not really exclusives. I mean, the remasters are, but you know, with those games and like Xenoblade, there's nothing really stopping Nintendo from re-releasing them on a different system. I mean, yeah, those took advantage of the Wii U's gamepad, but they could easily do some tweaking and change that. But there are certain games that do require the Wii U's gamepad, and we'll get to that. But then there's other games that they probably won't make the jump to another system just due to like lack of interest. We'll get to that as well. But another couple games I want to point out is like Kirby's Canvas Curse. There is nothing stopping Nintendo from re-releasing that on the Switch or some other system. All you have to have is a touchscreen for that game, which it has. So, like I said, the games in this video, I want to specifically talk about games that I think are going to remain on the Wii U indefinitely. Unless they come out with some system that's backwards compatible with Wii U games. But I highly doubt that. They're kind of beyond the Wii and the Wii U. They're more focused on the Switch right now. So, enough rambling. Let's get into it. Camera didn't focus. So, Splatoon. At this point, the multiplayer is... I don't know if Nintendo shut the servers down at this point yet. It might still be up, but if not, they'll be shut down soon. So, with that being said, you only have the campaign left in this game. And the campaign is kind of a glorified tutorial. It's only a couple hours long. Splatoon 2, on the other hand, that's easily like twice as long. I haven't played Splatoon 3 yet. But the only reason this is even worth having is just for that 3-hour campaign at this point. And I don't see Nintendo wanting to go out of their way to re-release the first game solely just for that campaign. I never got into the multiplayer for any of the games. I mean, I played it briefly on the first game and a little on the second game when it came out, but I'm not really much of an online person much anymore because those people are so competitive. But, you know, getting back to what I was saying is like with how much more the second and third game have compared to this, I don't see Nintendo wanting to take the time to re-release the first game when, in all reality, is the only thing that it has to offer is a 3-hour campaign. So, because of that, I think that Splatoon is going to remain a Wii U exclusive. Maybe they'll re-release the campaign as like DLC or something for Splatoon 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. But other than that, I think the campaign is going to remain exclusive to the Wii U. So, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. I did finish this game in its entirety. I didn't play the 3DS games, but this game is... Most people will say it's not that great, which it isn't. Like, if Nintendo, or not Nintendo, but Sega, if Sega was going to re-release Sonic games, they're not going to do this one. There are plenty of other ones that are going to sell more. You know, the Genesis games, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, those games alone, like, they'd remaster those and re-released it before this. Like, I think the Sonic Boom era is pretty much done. I did watch the cartoon some. That's actually more enjoyable than this game. But this game is very like glitchy and it's not that exciting. It feels like they turned Sonic into a generic beat 'em up. I don't know. It's just I think it's going to be stuck on the Wii U just because Sonic Boom just isn't popular in general. They tried to reboot Sonic and it just didn't work out. I mean, hell, I think that Sonic Lost Worlds, which is also on the Wii U, that was also on the 3DS and released on PC. I think that has a better chance of coming to newer consoles than Sonic Boom. It's not there's worse games out there, but that one, I think Sega's just gonna leave the Sonic Boom franchise behind. Paper Mario Color Splash. I think it's pretty well known that after the first two Paper Mario games, the series went downhill. I did not like Sticker Star. Super Paper Mario for the Wii, the side-scrolling platformer, that one was actually not too bad, but it was a very different game. But, you know, Sticker Star and Color Splash tried to return to the turn-based RPG style, except they don't have RPG elements in it. I do think this one was a little better than Sticker Star and Origami King. In my opinion, I liked it more anyway. But, you know, obviously they didn't re-release it on the Switch. And not only did they make Origami King as a new game, but we're also getting a remaster of the Thousand Year Door. So if they're going to remaster Thousand Year Door, I don't think they're going to remaster Color Splash. Like, I think this game's just going to remain forgotten. Focus. No? Yes? Okay, anyway. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. It's a Mario Tennis game. This is pretty well known for being just like bare bones. There is not shit in this game. Like, the only really like worthwhile thing in it is I don't even remember what the game mode was called. It was like they just threw mega mushrooms on the stage and you get like super big, and that was it. Like there was no like tournament modes, which has been a staple. There's nothing in there. It's just you pick your players and you play. It's almost as bare bones as the original on Virtual Boy. And I mean, they did, depending on how you want to look at it, there is Mario Tennis Aces on the Switch. I think realistically what they just did was they took Ultra Smash and then it made a full-fledged game. So Aces is more like Mario Tennis Ultra Smash Deluxe. You know, they're not going to re-release a bare bones game. They're just going to add to it. So, I mean, yeah, there's just nothing to do in this game. They went so downhill because Mario Tennis on the GameCube had so much. And this has, like, not even half of that. All right. So, Devil's Third. I think this is more popular because of the fact that it's expensive. This is about as generic as it gets for a hack and slash game. I mean, it is interesting because you have like a first person mode in there. So that kind of makes it a little more unique, but it's not enough to really like make it like a must own. It's like, let's make a shooter and a hack and slash. Those are two popular series. Let's just like combine them into one. But I don't know. I finished the game. Like, I bought it when it came out for $60 because I had a feeling that it might be hard to find because it was such an obscure game that nobody was really talking about. But I got it and I played through it and I don't even remember it. I know you were some guy in prison that was sent on a mission, but that's like it. But I don't see anybody wanting to re-release this just because it didn't sell well on the Switch to begin, or on the, it didn't sell well on the Wii U to begin with. And like, had this released on like PlayStation and Xbox as well, it just would have like bombed because there's those two systems. There's so many hack and slash games on there to begin with. I don't think anybody's going to pursue re-releasing this elsewhere. Huh. Well, well, I just noticed it too. Completely random. It shows the controllers you can use. Apparently you can use a keyboard. for this, I guess. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Huh. Anyway, yeah, Devil's Third. The game you can apparently use a mouse and keyboard on. I'm going to do 2 for 1 here. These are both, like, I apologize for the glare. There's nothing I can really do about that. They're both minigame compilations, and both of them require you to have the Wii U gamepad, which would involve having a touchscreen and motion controls. And, you know, the games are fine, but because they require that tablet, unless they come out with a Wii U 2, I don't think that they're going to get any kind of re-releases, which is sad because some of the games on there are actually fun. The thing is, though, with some of them, there are mini games that you don't have to have, like, a second screen on a controller. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think they both have, like, roughly, like, 10 mini games on them. And the thing is with Game & Wario, more so specifically, is that is part of the WarioWare series, but it's more of a spin-off because it's not like the classic, like, micro mini games. It's just more like mini game, not even like mini games, just like they're tech demos is what they are realistically. And it sucks because they're fun, and unless you have a Wii U, you ain't gonna be able to play them. But fuck, I mean, you can still have a Wii U, but if you don't have that friggin' tablet, you can't play them. Because you can play Wii U games with a fucking tablet. Most of them, not all of them. So this is actually, once again, 2 games I'm talking about. Star Fox Zero and Star Fox Guard. So I'm going to talk about Star Fox Guard first, which is the game that was included with Star Fox Zero. That you do need, like, I'm sure they could come up with some workaround for it, because you just need a second controller, or not controller, but like a secondary screen with touchpad. If like the Switch 2 had a second touchscreen, they could do it. I don't know. I'm rambling on. They could somehow make it work, but I don't foresee them re-releasing that game because I never hear anybody talk about Star Fox Guard. And it's sad because it is a fun game. That's basically like a tower defense game. I kind of liked it more than Star Fox Zero, which is sad because I was more interested in Zero. But speaking of Zero, this game, they've forced motion controls onto the Star Fox game, and it sucks. Like, I don't want the motion controls. I just want Star Fox 64 2. I don't want some bullshit. Just give me Star Fox 64 2, or whatever you want to call it. The game didn't sell well on the Wii U, like, so it bombed. And I think if they were to re-release a Star Fox game, they'd probably re-release Star Fox 64 and not Zero, because they don't have to worry about motion controls with that game where they do with this. And the game is really nice. Like, the graphics are good. I mean, some of the enemies look very, like, retro and blocky. Personally, I don't like them, but I think this game's going to be remembered more so as the death of Star Fox than like the next big game. Anyway, yeah, I don't foresee them re-releasing this. I think they'd re-release... Fuck, they probably re-release friggin' Star Fox Adventures before this game, or Star Fox Assault. Because people don't like those games as much... At least from what I understand, people don't like those games as much. But I don't hear them as hated on as Star Fox Zero. Star Fox Zero was a reimagining of a remake... reimagining of a remaster of a remake of a Super Nintendo game. So you got Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, Star Fox 64, which was essentially a remake, Star Fox 64 3D, which was a remaster of that remake, and Star Fox Zero, which was a reimagining of the original on 64. Anyway, I'm rambling on about unrelated. Mario Party 10. Nobody likes 9 and 10. They suck. 9 could be re-released on other systems. 10, not so much because of Bowser Party, which was the main attraction. There's the regular Mario Party, and then there's Bowser Party. They're the same, essentially the same game. The only difference is Bowser Party is 5 players, and the person playing as Bowser has to try and catch the people in the cart. And you have to have that gamepad to play as Bowser. And some of the minigames do utilize the functions of the Wii U gamepad. And with how unpopular this was, and the fact you need the gamepad, it's not going to see the light of day again. You know, they'll re-release 9 before they do 10. You know, 9 would just be a simple port. This one, they'd have to freaking figure out how to change up Bowser Party to make it work without a gamepad. And I mean, besides, on the Switch, we've gotten Super Mario Party and Mario Party Superstars, which are both traditional Mario Party games. I think Nintendo might be done with the 9 and 10 formula where everybody's in a cart going down a straight line. I think they finally realized people want board games, not driving simulator games. I don't know what to call them. So the next game I do want to talk about, I do not actually own. I did at one point, but it was Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. That game, I don't have to explain Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. It was a blatant cash grab for Amiibos. Realistically, it wasn't even a game. The only reason you needed the Amiibos was when it was your turn to roll your dice, you just touched the Amiibo on the gamepad, and that's it. They tried to make an Animal Crossing Mario Party game, which was fun. Or not, it wasn't fun. Which was a good idea, but it wasn't really a game. It was roll the dice and pick the direction you want to go, and then watch everything unfold on its own. Like, the game, I know the game did not sell well because it came bundled with 2 Amiibos, and I found it brand new for like $10. And that's when I had bought it and played it, realized how shitty the game actually was. But they're not going to revisit that game. There's no way. The Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival is something they want to sweep under the rug and forget existed. And there are a couple other Wii U games that are exclusive that I don't own, and I don't know what they are off the top of my head. I mainly want to talk about the ones that I owned. Only other game I want to mention, which is Smash 4. Depending on how you want to look at it, it is, but it isn't an exclusive. I say that because of the 3DS version. These two games are essentially the same thing, just each have their own exclusive content. So this version is exclusive to the Wii U, but you can get a somewhat less impressive version on the 3DS. So, you know, they're two sides of the same coin. Just obviously this one came out first, and then like I think 6 months later this came out, and it was like the bigger, better version. This is more of an honorable mention. You know, there's also games like Yoshi's Woolly World and Mario Maker. I mean, Mario Maker, like, by technicality, Mario Maker 2 is more like Super Mario Maker Deluxe. Like, that game's kind of hard to make a sequel for, but that's pretty much the games that I think are going to remain as Wii U exclusives. And I doubt most of them will get releases elsewhere. So I'd recommend tracking those games down while you still can before they get stupid expensive like Devil's Third. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.